When I was growing up, I was obsessed with basketball. Everything basketball. I was probably 5 when I saw an NBL game and I saw someone dunk it and my mind was blown. So since then, it was basketball all day, every day. Before school, during school, after school, I would be playing games, I would be training, I would be out there by myself at night until 8 o'clock, getting yelled at by my mum to come inside because I was going to keep the neighbours up and annoy them. There was basketball hoops inside that shouldn't be. There were basketball cards. It was just basketball 24/7. And that was great. I got to a point where chronic fatigue hit me and basketball was taken away from me. And that was really, really difficult because that thing that I loved to do, that escape, that thing that just drove me so hard was no longer there. And I couldn't do it. I had nothing to be able to fill that gap anymore. And it wasn't just basketball that was taken away. It was all of those physical things that I used to do. I would surf, I would lift weights, I would go running, mountain bike riding, kayaking, any of the sports that were going on, I was in it. And all of a sudden, that was taken away. I had to find some other way to find fulfillment in my life. Otherwise, I was going to lose my mind. Here's how I found the joy and fulfillment in my life. I looked into my job and my career and my mission. I went deep into that. I was already doing what I wanted to do. So I had set up a personal training business 6 months earlier, got slammed with chronic fatigue at that point. I was already on track doing what I wanted to do. And that was great. So my day job was training people. I would have a group boot camp where I would go out and I would train everybody and we had a good time. Thankfully, I had it set up so that I had morning sessions and I had evening sessions and had plenty of time during the day to not do so much because with chronic fatigue, that took my 12 to 14 hour days down to 2 or 3 hours at most that I could now do. Now, it was pretty tough, but you find a way. Now, for me, yep, that was my daily job and that's great. Yes, it filled into my career, but now my career was looking a bit sketchy. It was like, how can I make this work? How can I keep things going when I am at, say, 10 to 20% of my capacity, what I used to be able to do? Thankfully, I found a way. I was really able to simplify things within my job, and then I was able to simplify things within my lifestyle to be able to make it work. So I've got the job that I want to do, which is great. My career is on track, but there's still one thing that I want to do, excuse me, and that is I want things to go a little bit more in the online direction. Now that's one way I wanted to go. At the same time, I still wanted to set up a gym. So even though I've been hit with this chronic illness, I don't really know what it is. But I've still got my eye on this prize. Like, yeah, I want this gym over here, and I think that would be great. And also, I would love to be able to do this online thing over here, and that would be great. Now, online personal training was not a big thing at the time. It was really just starting out, and there wasn't a huge amount of people doing it. So there wasn't a huge amount of information about the best way to do it. There certainly wasn't all the apps and things like that there are now in order to be able to make that a reality. So I focused on the gym side of things and I kept collecting things. I bought all the equipment that I needed over the next few years. I kept building the business up. Somehow, even working 10 to 20% of what I was doing, I was still able to get things built up to a really good level and I was nice and on track for my gym to actually happen. As cool as that was, I reached a point where my health was like I really needed to step it up the next level to try and get it back. So 2 or 3 years after I'd initially gotten sick, I was still trying to feel things out, and this is where I made the decision, okay, well, I'm going to go all in on my health and I'm going to see what I can do to try and make this work. Now, the downside of that was it took even more away from my ability to grow the business. So that dream of opening a gym, it looked further and further away the longer I went on my journey. So several more years have passed, and at some stage I've had to go, you know what, I love the idea of a gym, but I've got to let that dream die because I just can't do it anymore. So that career that I saw, that dream that I was aiming for, no longer around anymore. It just wasn't a viable reality. Now, I still had my eye on this other thing, this online thing. And over the last few years, I've been working away at it and trying different approaches. But what I found was, as much as there are different approaches, and oh yeah, I could have gone and done online personal training, and I tried that for a while. Online health coaching, I went and tried that for a while, and that was great. But these things, they didn't fit the market, or they didn't fit me, or they just didn't align properly with my mission. Which leads me to where I am now and what I'm doing now, which is now far more inclusive of everything. So rather than just looking at the physical side of things, right here where it's just the health and the fitness, now I'm so much deeper and I can expand all the way through to all of these things, and I feel much more aligned in my mission. So this is what we're aiming for in this career clarity area. Because once you can get clear on what you want, what direction you're going, and even better, if you can get your day job combined with the career that you want and the mission that you have in life, then you are winning the game. So for me, my job will be more coaching people on an all-inclusive basis. And that's great. My career long-term will be doing things in an online basis. So making YouTube videos and coaching people online and offline, because I love the community part of it. I love to be able to meet people, put a face to a name, and really build that friendship and grow some really strong leaders within there as well. The cool thing is that ties in with my mission. So for me, I have found that sweet spot where it's all inclusive. My job, career, and my mission are aligned. Now that's possible for you as well, but you've just got to spend some time really digging into what's important, what your strengths and weaknesses are, what your lifestyle is that you want, and that comes down to kind of the money that you need in order to be able to live that lifestyle, where you want to live, what you want to do, who you want to do it with. All of those things are part of it. So the next thing that we look at for really finding that fulfillment is doing what you love. And what I'm talking about here is more your hobbies and your fun. These are the things that really get you lit up. So for me, like I said, basketball was my life. And more so, all of that physical stuff was just, that was my daily life. It could be 10 to 15 hours a week that I would be doing fitness-based activities. Not all super hard, but a broad variety of different things that I just love doing, and I had plenty of energy to be able to do it. While that was taken away, I was able to find some other things that fit into that category that made it work for me. So I was able to do a lot more salsa dancing. I started salsa dancing because my mate dragged me along, and then when I thought about it a little bit more, I thought, you know what, dancing would be a good thing for me to do if I ever get injured or I'm not able to play sports or whatever again. So when I was 25, I started that up and I learned a little bit, and it was good and I was okay at it, but I would forget certain things and I would get frustrated and really down on myself because I just can't remember moves. Like, you can teach me something and I can do it in a class, but if someone is to call out a particular move to do something, there are so many things that I need to remember up here, and dance moves is just one of those things that I just can't remember all the puppetry of the hands move and the feet move. It's difficult. But you know what? I've been able to stick with it and slowly get better over time. And also, I found that I'm less attached to how good I am at the actual thing. What I'm now focusing on is, can I make the dance part fun for the other person? And can I enjoy just the expression of the dance rather than worrying about getting it right? So for me, that's one of the big things that I found that really fitted in here for me. Another thing was spending more time with my family. So along the last few years, nieces and nephews have multiplied. So spending time with them, I'll go out and I'll have fun with those guys. I'll prioritize spending time with the kids and just doing whatever they're doing and playing that game. That gave me the fulfillment of what it is. And you know what? It's built incredible relationships with the kids as well, which has been really cool. I really like that side of things. And like I said, it's really brought that fulfillment back to me. Now, over the last year, I've been lucky enough that my energy's gone up enough that I've been able to go out and play a bit of beach volleyball. I've been able to go and do a little bit more dancing and learn some different styles there and a little bit of different creativity. Now, that may not be completely fulfilling to me across everything, but you know what? It's enough for me to have something to look forward to every week and always something to do, new people to go out and meet. And that's great. So if you get to the same point that I did, where you lose whatever that most important thing was to you. So, like I said, basketball for me. If you lose something like that, there are plenty of other options out there, but you've got to go and try things. You've got to go and try things. So don't be afraid to go and try different hobbies, different activities with different people. You can meet incredible people along the way. You might find a new favorite pastime. You might actually be really good at something that you had no idea even existed. But you wouldn't have known had you not gone and tried. So even if you are in that point where it has been taken away from you because of life or business or whatever, there are plenty of other options out there, or you may be able to introduce yourself back into that thing. So for me, at some stage, yeah, I'd love to go out back and play basketball. So I could go and find a team and I could go and just join in with that on a casual basis, or I could go down to one of the recreation centres and just go and join in some pickup basketball or what have you if I want to ease my way back into that. Exactly the same thing for you. So if you want to get back into what you were doing previously, there's always a way to be able to make that happen. So finally, we're going to move on to lifestyle and quality of life. So what lifestyle and quality of life really encompasses is all of this other stuff put together. So as you get your physical health, your mental and emotional health, your finances, your spiritual health, your social connection, your communication, all this relationship building stuff here. You get your career on track, you're having fun, all of that stuff adds up into your quality of life and lifestyle. To go further from that, think about stuff like, where do you want to live? And not just what city do you want to live, but what suburb do you want to live? Do you want to live by the beach, or do you want to live in the mountains, by the lake, by the river? Do you want to live on a farm? Do you want to live in an apartment building downtown? Do you want to live in a log cabin by yourself in the middle of nowhere where you don't see anybody? Whatever it is fine, but you need to be able to decide that in order to get to the life and lifestyle that you want. Now, even within that, we look at these things and it's like, all right, let's say that you want to go and live in a log cabin. You have to work your lifestyle out from there. So, like, are you healthy enough to be able to go and do all of those things independently? You're going to be able to chop firewood and grow your own vegetables and do all the farming type activities, because this is going to be a whole lot more if you want to live out in a log cabin. Can you deal with the solitude of just spending more time by yourself and the voices in your head? Can you get that to calm down to a point where it's it's building you up and you're happy with all of these things going on in your life? Can you survive living that sort of a lifestyle? And if not, who do you need with you for that particular journey? Do you have enough money to be able to support yourself, or how are you going to be able to support yourself for that sort of lifestyle? Do you have a good, solid relationship with yourself where you know that you'll be happy there? Are you going to be happy with yourself if you go and try it and you'll be like, you know what, maybe this is a bit too much. I think I need something else. Are you going to be able to be okay with changing your dream? Because sometimes dreams change. Sometimes you go and live it and you're like, you know what, this isn't what I thought it was going to be. Maybe I want to go and do something else. And that's fine. Do you have strong enough social connections with your immediate circle that you can still be able to contact them from time to time? That you can either go out and visit people or have them come and see you? Do you have somebody close to you, a significant other or a family that you're going to be able to go to that place with? How are you going to be able to set that environment up? What about going further into your communication skills. Is that really necessary anymore? If it is, what do you need to learn? Do you need to spend more time listening to people? Do you need to spend more time really just sitting and paying attention to what someone says, or even if they don't say anything, how they act, what they are doing, so you can understand who they are in that setting? Because the way that you respond to being in that solitude, that isolated setting, may be completely different to how your significant other or your family members respond to that. And they may not respond very well, but you need to be able to interpret that information, not just because they may not tell you, so you may have to, like I said, decipher it from the way that they act, the things that they do or don't do, how they behave. If you take a break out into the middle of nowhere, how's that going to affect your career? Is there a job that you can do out there that's going to give you the fulfillment you need? Is it still aligned with your mission, or has that always been your dream to be able to just go and live off the land or in isolation? Are you going to feel okay in this area of your life? What are you going to do for fun when you go out there? Do you have enough things that you are, enjoying? Is it bushcraft, or is it survival stuff? Is it hunting? Whatever it is, it's like you need to have these sort of things all set up and ready to go in order for you to be able to live that lifestyle that you really want and have the quality of life that you want. So quality of life, think about it in terms of, it's all well and good that you've got this lifestyle that's going on. You've set it up, you're living out remotely, it's quiet, there's not a lot of people out there, and that's great. Now, your quality of life is it enough on a social level for you? Is it enough on a financial level? Can you still do with the things that you need? Or do you have to make massive sacrifices in order to be able to go and live that kind of lifestyle? Right, so quality of life is like, are you enjoying life? Do you have really good health? Do you still have quality relationships? Can you keep all of those things going while you are living the life of your dreams? If you can figure those sort of things out, you will be living in a much better state. And that's why this is in that live phase, because this is where you just live it out on a day-to-day basis. So everyone's going to have something big that's going to happen that's going to disrupt their life. Like I said, for me, it was chronic fatigue, and I had basketball taken away from me. In fact, I had all of those fitness avenues taken away from me to a large degree. But everyone's going to have something. It could be death of a family member or loved one. It could be sickness. It could be long-term illness. It could be injury. It could be like a massive relationship breakdown where things just fall apart and you fall apart. It could be split families where you don't see the kids all the time. These things can have a huge impact on your life, but everyone is going to have something like that happen during their life. It's how you can find a way to be able to still live and enjoy your life while you do these things. It's all about what you choose to focus on and make time for in your life that is going to lead to the fulfillment that you want. Now, if you want to work on your own journey, getting to that place where you are designing, building, and living your own ideal lifestyle, I've got a free 28-day course you can work on. You'll see the link below. You can join it, and I will start coaching you through so you can start to design, build, and live a life that you love as well.